It is a beautiful night. Look at the moon.
Not only does the moon look amazing tonight, but I think it's also amazing that it's paired with Neptune, especially because of the fact of the position of Neptune was determined using mathematical predictions, can't be seen with the naked eye. Also, it is the Roman god of the sea. And Neptune is actually made up of hydrogen, helium, and a little bit of methane. And the methane absorbs the red light, which is what actually makes the planet appear as if it's blue. It's not blue, but that's how it appears. They say that Neptune is the most distant planet from the sun. It's also supposed to be the smallest gas giant. They also say that 1 year on Neptune is the equivalent of 165 years here on Earth. So the rotation on that is definitely different. Here's a physical view so that you can see the orbit and the rotation that occurs with Neptune. So the blue that you see there represents Uranus, not your asshole, but Uranus. And then we have Neptune, which is the red arc around it. Neptune has an incredibly thick atmosphere. They say it's comprised of about 75% hydrogen, 25% helium, and about 1% methane. And its atmosphere also contains icy clouds. And it has the fastest winds recorded in the entire solar system. So particles of icy methane and minor gases in the extremities of the atmosphere give it the color, like I was talking about a minute ago about the blue, the deep blue hue that it gets, which I think is phenomenal, really. The striking blue and the white features of Neptune also help distinguish it from its partner Uranus. Neptune is one of 4 Roman gods to whom are considered appropriate to sacrifice a bull. The other 3 to that were Apollo, Mars, and Jupiter, although Jupiter has been depicted with the offerings of a red bull and a red bull calf. And it said if an incorrect offering was presented either inadvertently or due to necessity for whatever reason, in addition, appropriation was required to avoid divine retribution. And this type of offering implied a stricter connection between the deity and the world. One of the old myths about Neptune back in the day were the earthquakes. Because of Neptune's violent temper, he became associated with these earthquakes. Because at the time, they didn't have a lot of understanding of what caused the quakes. So the ancient Romans thought that they came from the sea, but they had no scientific knowledge of things like plates and shifting of the earth. And since Neptune was the god of the sea, it was thought that an earthquake occurred when he became angry. Please forgive me if my screen is a little wobbly here, but I'm actually adding this in kind of as an honorable mention, so to speak. And I'm doing it live time, which happens to be when I'm sitting outside under the stars and sitting on a swing. So, again, if the camera's moving, it's because I'm a real person doing this unstaged. So I'm just sharing with you what I see. So I did a video back during close to December 10th, 20th, I don't know, somewhere in there, explaining about all the pagan holidays centered around Christmas and how Christmas was a corporate holiday, yada, yada, yada. Now, one of the things I had touched on that was Brumalia, which happens during the winter solstice. And with this was one where the slaves were allowed to participate in celebrations. So they didn't have to work. They got to wear colorful clothes. They got to be out in public. And there was that friggin' cap, which was a felt cap that they wore that showed that they were freed slaves. It basically was a symbolism during the Roman season of freedom. And to symbolize this freedom, an innocent Roman citizen was selected to indulge in anything that they wanted. So whatever debauchery they wanted, they go for it. And then that person was called the Lord of Misrule, or the King of the Day, or a king for a day. And then the Lord of Misrule was sacrificed on the final day on the altar of Saturn. Yeah. And this dramatic end to his short rule was a way to end a period of social disorder and, in their mind, return back to normality. Yeah. So there's that.